What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Bundesliga career mode. This is episode number 9. We start today's stuff by seeing that thankfully the injury we got in the last game for Sarah was just a 5-day one, so we could start the following game against Union Berlin, coming on the back of our big 2-0 victory over Hoffenheim, which has seen us go from where we were in November on the back of the big drubbing away against Bayern Munich, which is just a couple of points off the drop zone, to into the top 10 and just 2 points off a Europa Conference League spot. Yet 9 straight games without a loss for Bielefeld, the best run of this season, and now Arminia Bielefeld have a European dream. And I'm starting to think, can we keep this going until the end of the season? 12 games to go and sneak into Europe? Well, if this guy keeps on scoring, there's no reason why we can't. Okugawa once again is thriving in the absence of the injured Kruger. 9 goals in 21 for our Japanese attacking midfielder. He has been brilliant. We take the lead over Union Berlin and with 3 minutes to go in the half. Okugawa at the heart of everything. Scores the first, rolls through Wimmer. Oh, and he bangs in our second from such a tight angle as well. What a goal. This was in off the underside of the crossbar, catching the goalkeeper out of the near post. And, I don't always show the replays, but this is a strike and a half. I mean, the only place he could have put that to find the back of the net, and it was inch perfect from Wimmer. It's 2-0 to Arminia Bielefeld, 1 for Okugawa, set up the second for Wimmer. And I was thinking, if we win this game, I was so worried after our horrendous run of form, we'll be sucked into a relegation scrap. But if we win this one against a side right now in the bottom 3, I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be fine. We're 2-0 up. Union Berlin hadn't really put us under much pressure in the game. And 69 minutes after, Kunze rolls it through to Konstantin Schäfer. Oh, just stop it. Just stop it. Okugawa once again. I was so frustrated about it as well because Schäfer gets his first assist since coming out of the academy, now being one of our starting holding mids. Look at this for the replay, man. I really wish I would have gone to the match highlight screen after the game and got a better replay for you. But even so, it's the goal of the season, and it's no surprise it comes from our top scorer. Oh, it's a beauty from Okugawa. Brilliant first time hit half volley into the top corner. 3-0 Arminia Bielefeld, and for Okugawa, 10 goals and the first player this season to hit double digits. 3-0 to Arminia Bielefeld, and with 6 minutes to go in a perfect game, it got even more perfect. Konstantin Schäfer, we've called him the next Philippe Lahm. First man out of the academy to get minutes, and the exciting prospect now being transitioned to play holding mid gets his first goal in pro football as the 17-year-old wraps it up and makes it 4-0. Yep, our big win against Freiburg 5-1 was brilliant. This one, I would say maybe not quite as convincing. The stats I felt were a little bit deceptive personally. I thought we played a bit better than Union Berlin, and 4-0 maybe a little bit flattering. I think we're just more clinical in this game. That's the best way of putting it. But even so, a big victory there. Our best home win of this season, and we continue to knock on the door for those European places. It is 10 games without a loss for Arminia Bielefeld. And at this point I was thinking 11 games to go. Can we do it? Can we hold on? Honestly, it would be an absolute dream if we could pull it off. I've never played in the Europa Conference League before. I'd love to give the competition a go in its inaugural season, but it's going to take this run being extended between, really, I'd say now and the end of the season. We can afford a couple of losses here and there, but if we're going to keep pace with the teams that are above us in the table right now, they are so much better in terms of quality. We cannot afford to go into a bad patch of form again. If we start struggling again and struggling to keep our form up, we are going to fall down the table pretty quickly. In a league of just 18 teams and a 34-game season, yeah, if you go into bad form, you will start to struggle quite a bit, and you'll struggle to get out of it, as we know form is so OP in FIFA CM. So, Bayer Leverkusen, following game away at the Bayer Arena, one of the best teams in Germany right now this season. Unfortunately, heading into the game on the back of a 10-game unbeaten streak, but I didn't feel very confident. I never like playing in the snow. I've got to be honest here, visually I just find it a bit of a nightmare, to be honest. But we were 2-0 down. Patrick Schick had bagged a brace, and whilst with 14 minutes to go, we would see Kloss get his first goal of the season. Finally now, all 4 of our strikers have got goals, and not just Kruger. The top scorer in Bielefeld history gets a goal back. Unfortunately, it was just nothing other than a consolation goal. I think I said Schick grabbed the brace. He didn't. Arengui scored the second, but Patrick Schick did grab the second after assisting the first, in a 2-1 2-1 loss, and there it is, after 10 straight games without a loss. Arminia Bielefeld taste defeat. No shame in getting beaten by Bayer Leverkusen though. They're the closest team to Bayern Munich right now in second place, but it was a shame to see the unbeaten run go there. We're now 3 points off Mönchengladbach in 6th. However, we do have a far worse goal difference record, and it could prove to be crucial come the end of the season due to how tight it is right now. You know, you look at the separation between us and the bottom 3, where Union Berlin occupy that 16th place. I think we're going to be able to avoid a relegation scrap now, unless we go in a really horrendous form and only win like one of our last 10 games. I think we'll be okay. I can't see us getting dragged into a relegation scrap now. I think we'll be alright in that regard. But the real question is, on the back of our first loss after none in 10, can we instantly return to good form and keep the pressure on Mönchengladbach and keep the pressure on the teams above us and say we're not going away just yet? I mean, yeah, the first season to me was not about qualifying for any European competition. Champions League, Europa League, or even Europa Conference League. The first season to me was about laying down the groundwork, assembling the German core, bringing in some good young talent we can build and develop with for the future, and trying at our absolute might to potentially secure a top 10 finish. To me, I was targeting mid-table. Now we've got a chance at the top 10 and even Europe as well. It's going to be really, really tough. But again, just a one defeat in our last 11 games. We've given ourselves every chance. And the question is now, can we take it? So following that, as you would see our fixtures for February, some big games coming here as well. We did change the position of Konstantin Schäfer. Only took him 4 weeks to become a DM in this team. I've got to be honest, I'm really excited about this guy's future in a holding mid-role. Obviously, with Finn Ole Becker's injury, he's always going to be starting. But even when Finn does come back, I think I'll drop Kunze to the bench and start him alongside Schäfer. He just looks like a really exciting prospect for the future, and he needs to continue to get game time between now and the end of the season. And the first game of March would be Augsburg here at Bielefeld. And 62 minutes in, talk about end-to-end. On one end, Augsburg hit the post, but at the other end, we go on the break. We've talked about it. This guy is more of a left winger than an attacking midfielder. Robin Hatt gets his 8th in 25, averaging just under 1 in every 3, and gives us the opening goal against Augsburg. And like I said, if we're going to have a loss, we need to respond instantly afterwards. We're going to keep pace with the teams above us in the table. And straight after Robin gave us our first, we win the ball back from kickoff. Serra steps inside, bends it into the bottom corner for his 2nd of the season, and makes it 2. I teased the possibility of Okugawa being our striker in this team, potentially as a false 9 if we changed our formation. But to be fair, I think he is better a little bit deeper in that attacking midfield role. And Serra's not bad. I mean, Serra's not started that many games this season. Kruger started a vast majority. When he has come in for Kruger, you know, he's bagged a couple of goals. He's done all right. He got one there in a 2-0 win, and we're back to winning ways. So huge victory there. Becker's coming back, and finally, after what was such a tough run of form for Bielefeld, where everything was going wrong, players were getting injured, we lost 3 players that were here on loan, we had a horrific run of form where we hadn't won a game in 5. Finally, we're starting to get it sorted again. And whilst we have the loss to Leverkusen, we bounced straight back there against Augsburg. And now we're starting to believe once again that European dream is still a possibility. Yes, big defeat at the Bayer Arena, but to Borussia Mönchengladbach and the teams above, we're not going away, man. I would love to see European football at Stuttgart Arena next season. It was not the plan for season 2, but it is a possibility. But if we are going to get there again, we need to get back to a consistent run of form. A 10-game unbeaten run. Look, the chance of doing that again is highly unlikely. In fact, now it's impossible because there's less than 10 games to go. But we need to be consistent with our form. We need to pick points up game after game after game. But it's hard to do that when you take on the best teams in Germany away from home. A defeat at the Bayer Arena and then Borussia Dortmund away. We faced them back-to-back in the first half of the season. First in the league and then in the cup. And they embarrassed us at home in both games. They won the game in the league 3-1, and I think the same scoreline in the cup as well. I just can't stop their high-powered offense. And even when Haaland's not scoring, he's certainly getting involved in the build-ups. 2-0 Dortmund in the first half. We had one chance all game long, really. It fell to Wimmer right before the break, but I just couldn't take it. Fired it wide. 2-0 the final score. 2 goals in 4 minutes for Dortmund. Whilst I didn't play too badly in this game, Dortmund going forward are just so hard to stop. Even if you keep Haaland quiet, there's so many other players you've got to worry about. Chuck Weiss and Jesus Corona, the goal scorers in that one there. 2-0 loss against Dortmund. And it's now 2 defeats in 3 for Arminia Bielefeld. So I was thinking, okay, do you know what? All right, it's pretty poor. I understand. We had a great 10-game unbeaten run. Now 2 defeats in 3 and just 3 points from possible 9. That's not European form. We've now got Mainz away. And if we win this game, we're back on track and we keep the pressure on Mönchengladbach and the teams in the European places. But heading into this game, I don't know what it was, but you know there are some games where you just do not feel one bit confident. This was just one of those games. Mainz had the opening chance, great save by Ortega, kept it at 0-0, but 7 minutes before the break, once again it's Ingvardsson getting sent forward. It looked the danger man in the first half and it got the first goal as well. Top bins, talk about your quality finishes there. No chance whatsoever for Ortega with that one. And Mainz took what was a deserved lead. So in the second half I thought, alright, back-to-back defeats for the first time this calendar year. That's not good enough. That's not going to get us into Europe. We needed a response. And 4 minutes after the restart, we were so close to getting it as well. Wimmer storming down the right, stepping in field, going for goal, smacking it off the underside of the crossbar, but the wrong side of the goal line. Still 1-0 Mainz. We'd had the first chance, but the hosts in this game played some really good football. Their link-up play was great. They were getting loads of incisive passing chances. And as Ingvardsson wraps up this move, he gets his second, bags his brace, makes it 2, and I knew at this point I wasn't going to get back in the game. Mainz have played some brilliant football, and to be fair, ran out clear winners. Back-to-back losses, back-to-back 2-0 scorelines, 3 defeats in 4. And for Bielefeld, after 10 games without a loss, 3 losses in 4, 3 points from 12, we've fallen off the pace quite a bit. There's 7 games to go. We're not giving up on the European dream yet, but we're now 7 points off Mönchengladbach, have a far worse goal difference record as well. If we're going to do it, we need to be almost perfect in our remaining 7 games. But that will end today's episode of the Bundesliga Career, guys. Big thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, if you haven't, please drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode of the penultimate episode of Season 1 as we try and keep our European dreams alive very soon.